Okay, so we're going to keep going with our lesson on group data, and the last thing we haven't found yet that we've been asked to find is the interquartile range. So let's go ahead and do that in a similar way that we've done that before. So the interquartile range is found by the quartile formula, which we've looked at before. So this is not new, n plus 1 over 4, which of course is 417 plus 1 over 4. So that means our Q1 is at the 104.5th score or position. And it also means that Q3 is the 104.5th score from the end. And if you take that away from 417, you'll actually realize, so what is this? So to find exactly which score that is, it's 417 minus the 103.5 scores, because we don't want those. We want that extra score there. So it's the 313.5th score. So that's where it is. So when we're working with group data, remember I gave you a formula before for finding the quartiles, because it's different when we're working with group data. So now the 104.5th score is in, let's go up and have a look at it. The 104.5th score is going to be in this Q1, will be in that row, because we can see that the cumulative frequency up to the one before it is 101, and then the next 72 scores are in there. So it's somewhere in there. So that's the one that we're going to use. So what were these values that we've worked with? So L equals the lower value of the range that we want, and it was in the 89.5 to the 99.5 class. Okay. So let's write this out a little bit differently. So it's in the 89.5 to the 99.5 class. So that means L equals 89.5. We also know our frequency is 72 because there's 72 values in that class. The width of the class, W, is 10. 89.5 to 99.5 is 10 values. And our M tells us where in there it is. So we want the 104.5th score, and there's up to 101 scores between that. So it's a 3.5th score in that row, in that section. So we've got all of that. We can put it straight into the formula that we've got. So work all of those out first. They're really not that hard. I know it looks complex, but I know you guys can do it. So 89.99 is our Q1 value. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more space here. Now, Q3, same deal. Q3, let's go back up, is a 313.5th score. So let's have a look where that's going to fall. So that is going to be in here. Q3 is going to be in that row, because up to 258 in the one before it, and then up to 320 in that row. So that's the one we want. So Q3, I'm going to write my formula again. Q3 is in the 109.5 to 119.5 class. The lower value in that one is 109.5. Frequency is how many scores in that row, and there was 62 scores, and again the width of the row is 10. The M score is that 313.5. So where in the row is that our the value we're looking for? 313.5 minus the total of the row cumulative frequency of the row before that. So it's the 55.5th score in that row that we want. So let's plug all of that in. And that's going to give us a value around 118.45. Okay, now the very last thing, so we've got our Q1 and our Q3. We actually need to work out our interquartile range. And remember, that's just a matter of taking Q1 away from Q3. oops, 80, let's fix that up, 89.99. So our interquartile range, and it's approximate because I've rounded those Q1 and Q3 values, is 28.46. So I hope that makes sense. Any problems, please ask me in class.